Good idea, terrible execution. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime villains who had justifiable motives. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at anime villains driven by understandable reasons. In a different timeline, these antagonists could have been heroes. Please note spoilers will be unavoidable for the included series.
It's unlikely, but if by chance this thing is for real, I have to test it one more time, in which case it should probably be another criminal.
Number 10, Shogo Makishima, Psychopath.
The problem is free will has been stripped from the equation.
In this alternate reality, the Sibyl system acts as the judge, jury, and executioner. Capable of determining a person's crime coefficiency before any actual wrongdoings are carried out, this law enforcement enterprise shapes Japan's entire civilization.
There's a good conversation starter. How do we define criminal? Maybe that dominator you're holding. Shall we allow the Sibyl system, that which governs it, to decide what I am?
Despite embodying the cruelest traits imaginable, Shogo Makishima lives free of Sibyl scrutiny, a fact that convinces the villain to destroy the obviously flawed system.
Crime coefficient 0.
Basically, Makishima's goal is to liberate the nation from Sibyl's authoritative control and force people to start scrutinizing their own behavior.
We all live in our own little cell, and the system tames us by giving each of us our personal serenity.
If it was not for all the senseless murder, Makishima would be almost inspirational.
Yuki, no!
Number 9, Stain, My Hero Academia.
I was testing your motives. People always show their true colors when on the verge of death.
Improving society, one dead pro hero at a time.
That's fine, I'll open your eyes, heroes. You will see the world that you've created.
Garnering a reputation as a violent vigilante, Stain detests the way society has commercialized and cheapened the concept of a hero.
The word hero has lost all meaning in this society. The world is overrun by fakes and criminals like you who chase petty dreams. They must all be purged.
In the villain's mind, All Might is the only one who embodies the altruistic and pure traits required to be accepted as a true hero, and believes that everyone else is only interested in using their quirks to gain power, fame, or riches.
Everything that I do is to create a stronger society.
Determined to eliminate fake heroes, Stain seems aware these actions are undoubtedly wrong. However, the villain believes such measures are necessary for the greater good.
There is only one man I'll let kill me. He is a true hero. All Might is worthy!
Number 8, Shishio Makoto, Rurouni Kenshin.
If you're strong, you live, and if you're weak, you die.
Appointed as Kenshin's successor by the Meiji government, Shishio Makoto assassinated anyone deemed to be a threat to the regime.
The entire reason he accepted the role as the manslayer in the shadows was to demonstrate his talents and make the higher-ranking imperialists aware of his existence.
The swordsman was invaluable during the Boshin War, but the government realized Shishio knew too much and needed to be eliminated.
His body was scorched from head to toe, but Makoto Shishio stayed alive. Since then, he has become a demon of revenge.
Burned alive by the samurai's so-called allies, Shishio somehow managed to survive. Understandably upset by this turn of events, Shishio dedicated the next decade to plotting the government's downfall.
It's finally time for us to take this country. Tomorrow at 11:59, we will commence the Kyoto Grand Fire Project and be on our path to victory!
Now, in all fairness, Shishio was always ruthless, sadistic, and power-hungry. Even if the betrayal never occurred, the villain might have still eventually tried to seize the throne.
Power belongs to the strong. It belongs to me alone. Taking over this country is my right by natural law.
Number 7, Kyuubey, Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
We never imagined there could be a world where each individual had their own set of emotions, yet still managed to coexist with one another.
What is a magical girl anime without an adorable mascot? As a deconstruction of the genre, Puella Magi Madoka Magica subverts expectations by villainizing the sentient plush toy who originally endows the girls with magical powers as a way to fight witches.
I want you to make contracts with me and become magical girls!
Belonging to an emotionless species known as the Incubators, Kyuubey's true goal is to transform magical girls into witches, as this produces a great deal of energy that can be harnessed to postpone the universe's destruction.
Please don't misunderstand our intentions. We don't do what we do because we harbor ill will towards the human race. Everything we've done is to prolong the life of the universe.
Kyuubey is beyond detestable, but the Incubators are genuinely striving to protect everything.
So, if you ever feel like dying for the sake of the universe, call me. I'll be waiting.
Number 6, Shinobu Sensui, Yu Hakusho.
His universe was cut and dry, black and white. Demons were evil, so he had to destroy them, and that's when he saw what changed him.
A former spirit detective, Chapter Black Saga's antagonist rigidly believed in one universal truth. Humans are innately good, while demons are born evil.
You've come to me like countless before you with selfish and spiteful souls. And just like them, you've been judged.
Driven by this narrow worldview, Shinobu Sensui thoughtlessly slaughtered countless demons, but this all changed when the Black Angel stumbled upon a ritual where humans pointlessly tortured demons for entertainment.
There, in that room, Sensui fell into a rage and murdered every human at that feast.
Unable to accept this revelation and overwhelmed by guilt due to possibly killing numerous innocent demons, Sensui's mind shattered into various personalities as a means to cope.
He created the others to bear the brunt of that trauma, and ever since, he escaped from personality to personality, searching for answers to the dilemmas that plague his soul.
On the surface, Sensui wished to trigger the apocalypse, but the villain's true goal was to seek atonement by dying at the hands of a demon.
Dying by demon hands, I could then make penance for my sins.
Number 5, Lordgenome, Gurren Lagann.
This world that I have created is the only path to ensure humanity's survival. You and your friends have strayed from that path, and I cannot allow that to continue. For humanity's sake.
Stuck between a rock and never-ending waves of powerful aliens seeking to eradicate humanity, the Spiral King decided to prioritize salvation above anything else.
Ignorance is such a frightening thing. You might believe yourselves to be fighting on the side of righteousness, but I am the one who is truly protecting this world.
As long as the last few remaining colonies remained underground, the anti-spirals agreed to not completely wipe out humanity. Consequently, Lordgenome established a tyrannical army to slaughter anyone who pierced through the surface.
Think what you will of me, but I was trying to preserve humanity as a species. I did this by maintaining a bare minimum population underground.
During Gurren Lagann's initial episodes, the Spiral King comes across as a power-hungry dictator desperate to subjugate any and all people. By the end of the series, Lordgenome is regarded as a valuable ally in the war against the anti-spirals.
Let me join this fight, though my body is temporary.
I would be honored.
Number 4, Squealer, from the New World.
申し遅れました。私、塩やアブコロニーの総条役を務めます。スクイーラと申します。
This monster rat is the living embodiment of Do Not Judge a Book by its cover.
お怪我はありませんか?
Taking place in a universe populated by a tiny portion of superpowered humans who outlasted everyone else, From the New World boils down to a war between humans and suppressed creatures known as queerats. As the leader of the revolt, Squealer talks about craving equality for all races, but believes such a feat cannot be accomplished if humans were allowed to live.
そこから脱したいと願うのは当然のことではないですか。 我々は高度な知性を持った存在です。あなた方と比べても何ら劣るところはない。
The anime's final episode reveals Quirats are actually ordinary humans whose DNA was forcibly mutated, and Squealer wished to destroy a cruel regime built on lies.
私たちは人間だ!
Number 3, Light Yagami, Death Note.
I don't know about that. I mean, from what you're telling me, it sounds like I'm doing a lot more work than they are, but I don't want to be compared to a Shinigami.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and that is before a magical death-granting book is added to the equation.
Maybe I'm wrong. This is exactly what I've been thinking about lately. This world is rotting, and those who are making it rot deserve to die.
The son of a detective and loved by all, Light Yagami sought to use the Death Note's power to forge a world free of crimes or injustice.
My plan is to create an ideal new world free from evil and all criminals, and I intend to reign as a god in that world for a very long time.
Initially, the protagonist only writes down the names of people deemed to be evil, putting aside whether such a decision should be left to a teenage boy. Light's utilitarian motives steadily subside in favor of ruthless self-preservation.
Light Yagami!
Farewell.
While Light manages to significantly reduce the world's crime rate, this outcome was achieved by instilling widespread fear rather than promoting a sense of justice.
Exactly as planned.
Number 2, The Principality of Zeon, Mobile Suit Gundam series.
さあ、それはやってみなければわかりません。
Despite regular comparisons to the Nazis, this nation's initial goal was essentially the complete opposite of an oppressive regime. Succumbing to a heart attack seconds before announcing the autonomous Republic of Munzo's liberation from the Earth Federation, Zeon Zumdaken inadvertently leaves the nation in the hands of Degwin Zabi, who eventually announces the Principality of Zeon's independence and declares war on the Federation.
9 months ago, the cluster of colonies furthest from the Earth, called Side 3, proclaimed itself the Principality of Zeon and launched a war of independence against the Earth Federation.
Degwin's methods may have been questionable, but the dictator's son was responsible for truly pushing Zeon into villainous territory. Seeking to destroy all human life on Earth to make room for the nation's so-called superior race, Gurren was even compared to Hitler by Degwin.
Yes, a dictator, completely out of touch with the rest of the world. You seem to be following in his footsteps.
Is that so?
Number 1, Scar, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Please accept them into your loving arms. Please grant these poor lost souls everlasting peace and salvation.
Craving justice for a cruel civil war that led to the slaughter of an entire nation, the serial killer's hatred is perfectly understandable.
Foolish alchemists who turn their backs on the ways of God shall be punished.
Identified by an X-shaped facial wound, Scar sought retribution against state alchemists who were responsible for the vast majority of deaths during the Ishvalan Civil War. While the villain's efforts may have been driven by grief, Scar exterminated state alchemists without discrimination, and the serial killer's actions hardly benefited the remaining Ishvalan refugees.
My brother, master, they're gone, all gone.
But if anything, this act of revenge has some grounds of justification for the Ishvalan survivor. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.